Welcome back to Hack on the Internet. Okay, so tonight it's this vid by Gossip Snob, and it's called Chrisean and Blueface and the Toxic Relationships That Came Before Them. These two are just clout chasers, culture vultures, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, they're doing just to get attention on sites like the Shade Room, and it's on site. It's like, what is this, bro? Like, what is this car crash of a relationship? The biggest PR car crash ever. Damn. And honestly, fuck knows whether there is a baby in there or not. I don't know. I do not care. It's just a mess, which people can't get enough of. What people had to say about it on Instagram and shit was, some are valid, some of them are pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. But damn, there's just some people it should be illegal for them to have a kid. But yeah, it doesn't stop people from still fucking raw anyway. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. If it's not unwanted pregnancies, then it's STS that's really gonna make them learn the lesson. But yeah, sure. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction.
We have seen it time and time again in the media, or we've experienced it firsthand, or we know someone who has. The toxic love affair is like seeing the red flags and thinking it's Six Flags. It's something easy to fall into and very difficult to escape.
Oh, very true.
Society's obsession with toxic love is so prominent in today's world that it's almost a norm, and some even make it couples goals. It's instinct to stay away from things that are...
You got that right. If I had money for all the people that said that their ex was toxic and all that shit, because people don't see it when they're in the midst of the relationship. It's not until it ends they realize how toxic their situation really, really, really was. But yeah.
bad for us.
It's mad.
Well, you know what? I hate your ass too. Do something.
But when it comes to love, for some, it can be the opposite. The definition of toxic is poisonous or very harmful and a pervasive...
There's some people that are either used to be in toxic relationships or they currently are. And this Donnie, he's like, this person's toxic, but I keep going back. I was like, the things good sex will make people do, right? It'll make them put up with someone who's toxic just because they're giving them the good. It's like, is the sex really that good that you're willing to put up with this poisonous shit? Like, this person's pure poison and you're just shoving your dick in that poison. Damn. I mean, the person will just fuck you and then slit your throat in your sleep, mate.
insidious way. So some can be in a toxic relationship and not even realize it's toxic until it's too late. Let's just keep it real. Some of us grew up in dysfunctional households, and some people wouldn't know what a healthy relationship was, even if it came and smacked them in the face. Healthy relationships exist in the media and on TV. They don't get as much shine as they should, and people with the most unhealthy relationships get nominated as couples goals. The portrayal of toxic relationships isn't a new thing, and the one that sticks out for me the most is the portrayal of Ike and Tina in the 1984 movie What's Love Got to Do with It. I remember watching that movie as a kid, and there's certain scenes that will stick with me forever, seeing how Ike Turner treated Tina. It was horrifying and inspiring all at once because she actually gathered the strength to leave Ike by the end of the movie. Tina Turner was discovered by Ike one night while singing in a nightclub, and from that moment on, he basically took ownership of her. For 16 years, Tina endured physical and sexual abuse from Ike, and behind all of the success Tina created for herself and the people around her, she went through a lot of trauma and suffering. Everyone thought that Ike and Tina were a dynamic duo until Tina found the courage to tell her story. To this day, people quote What's Love Got to Do with It. And when we know a couple that's toxic, we might jokingly coin them Ike and Tina. And in a way, we glorify the toxicity of their relationship, when in reality, it was nothing to glorify. Toxic relationships come in many forms. Mental abuse is real, and so are unhealthy attachments and codependence. Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown's whole relationship was based on dependence. Dependence on each other and dependence on drugs. To the people on the outside looking in, it was the typical good girl falling for the bad guy story. No one could understand why Whitney Houston ended up with Bobby Brown. who seemingly had a public troubled past. They had a lot more in common than people realized because they both struggled with drug addiction. Even though everyone thought that Bobby introduced her to drugs, Whitney's older brother actually did. And this was something that Whitney battled with way earlier in her life. The two found each other and it instantly became a us against the world relationship.
Listen, let me get that mic. Let us do this ourselves. Check it out, yo.
Nigga must have been high here.
Matt, just talk.
Can you tell me what tonight's all about? Why everyone's here?
Well, everyone's here. Isn't it obvious?
Well,
It's
it
my
is, but
birthday, dog. Check it out. It's my birthday. My wife gave me a party, right? And we just chilling, right? You know, MTV.
How much planning and plotting did you do to get this party?
They enabled each other the way no one else did because they both shared the same vices and they understood one another. Fortunately, this led to the downfall of their relationship. Their love was tumultuous and drug fueled, and it didn't help that they were constantly being put under a microscope because of the fame. There were always rumors and headlines about Whitney and Bobby's drug use and rocky relationship. The dysfunction of their relationship was truly confirmed when Bravo gave Bobby Brown a show called Being Bobby Brown, showcasing his life and marriage to Whitney Houston. The show showed the real life of Bobby and Whitney. And it wasn't all glitz and glam like everyone thought. The show was a train wreck, and even though it was some hilarious, unforgettable moments from that show, it was very exploitative, and it showed Whitney and Bobby in a negative light.
Go to get my glasses.
Before you go, do you like this?
This is about the cars looking at what the fuck.
They get down.
Bruh.
They work for me. They work.
It was obvious to everyone that they were still in their addictions, and it was sometimes hard to watch. Another aspect of their relationship was the obvious differences in career. Even though they were both in entertainment, Whitney Houston was a superstar, The Voice, and Bobby Brown came from New Edition, and his career was essentially failing while Whitney's was thriving. Bobby held jealousy and resentment being married to Whitney Houston because he went from being Bobby Brown to Whitney Houston's husband, and he seen that he was no longer relevant the way Whitney was, and that caused friction in their relationship.
We fought hard, we loved hard. And I think at some point in time, other things began to take place.
Was he jealous of you?
Some people just can't handle their partner being more successful than them. Sad, really.
He's not gonna like this, but yes.
Bobby and Whitney's relationship was in a sense like their drug use. They had very extreme highs and the lows were hell. And once again, people idolized their relationship because they seen the passion that Whitney and Bobby had for each other. But of course, there's another side to that. And it was abuse, infidelity, and toxicity. And the drugs magnified it times 10. Bobby and Whitney ended up getting divorced, but by that time, the damage was already done. And Whitney never fully recovered. And she sadly died because of her addiction. Bobby Brown and Whitney brought out the worst in each other. And if Whitney never married Bobby, I'm sure her story would have went a different way. But it ended tragically instead, not just for her, but for her daughter as well. The toxic relationships that people glorified back in the day are completely different compared to the ones we have now. People actually get reality shows for being toxic now, like it's something to be celebrated. We don't have the Ike and Tinas and Bobby and Whitneys anymore. Now it's the Stevie J and Jocelyn's and Bluefaces and Chriseans, and social media to help broadcast it. Reality TV changed the game for couples, and now any problem that a reality star has in their relationship, the world gets to see it. And that's exactly how Stevie J and Jocelyn came about.
Stevie J and Jocelyn.
A reality show based around people in the music industry navigating the industry.
The fake husband and fake wife.
Relationships. We were introduced to Stevie J and Mimi, who were a couple with the child, and Jocelyn, Stevie J's so-called artist that he was also smashing. Their storyline took center stage out of all of the Love and Hip Hop castmates because it was drama-filled and a trashy guilty pleasure that people wanted to see unfold.
What?
I seen you back to the strip club.
You sent yourself back to go pimping, bitch. Don't play with me. What
And we got to see the love triangle between Mimi, Stevie J, and Jocelyn until Mimi came to her senses and hopped off of Stevie J's bus.
It's my bus. Get with the program, or I'm gonna have to leave you in the desert.
Jocelyn and Stevie J's relationship was a complicated one, and it was obvious that it was a power dynamic going on. Stevie J felt like he made Jocelyn, and whenever Jocelyn did something that he didn't like, he would threaten her, telling her that he would send her back to the strip club. The relationship was messy and degrading, but somehow people still tuned into the mess because it was very entertaining. They both had drug problems, allegedly, and at one point, it was Jocelyn and Stevie versus the whole cast of Love and Hip Hop. Then it became Jocelyn versus Stevie J. They fought, made up again, and even pretended to be married. Stevie J and Jocelyn became the it couple of VH1, and people really loved the weird, messy dynamic that they shared, even though it was highly toxic. And because of this, they benefited off of it. Jocelyn tried making music, and Stevie J was being Stevie J. They landed their own spin-off show on VH1 called Stevie and Jocelyn Go Hollywood, and they made the most of it while it lasted. By the end of their relationship, the drama was at an all-time high, and Jocelyn ended up pregnant, and they weren't even together at that time. She ended up having her child, and now she's in the same boat that she helped put Mimi in. And Stevie J ended up getting married to Faith Evans. Stevie J never respected Jocelyn, and Jocelyn was using Stevie J for a come-up. So the relationship was destined to fail. But as long as they got the check and some clout, I guess it's all good. Stevie J and Jocelyn are the blueprint for toxic relationships on reality TV. Maybe they didn't do it first, but they did it the best. If you call embarrassing yourself on TV for a check the best and showing bad examples of relationships, then yeah, they did that. Fast forward to now, and toxic relationships are becoming a norm. On social media, people are glorifying relationships, making them couples goals. And kids are impressionable. I get that. But I have a serious problem with grown, big-age adults who act like Chrisean and Blueface's relationship is couples goals. It's people like that who will idolize them, but then clown Russell Wilson because he actually loves his wife the right way without the problematic BS attached. Chrisean and Blueface now have a reality show on Zeus, and I can't say I'm surprised because Zeus gives the most problematic people platforms to do more
she's sucking his
problematic
toe.
shit. Blueface and
That's just
Chrisean's
disgusting, man.
relationship is the classic toxic relationship. Two misguided people with unfortunate past, mommy and daddy issues found each other. Then you add social media, clout, alcohol, and drugs, and it becomes a match made in hell. Honestly don't know who's worse in the relationship because they are both equally effed up. Chrisean's weird obsession with Blueface, mixed with Blueface's complete disregard for her, it's a fatal attraction, and I can guarantee that it's not gonna end well.
No, but can you listen to me?
Listening, but why you gotta cry?
I'm glad I met you.
Alright. Me too, but why are you crying?
You're so special. And it's so beautiful. What do you mean?
This shit is just reminding me of something that I heard when I was at college, right? It was this girl talking about this relationship she was in, which was clearly a toxic one. Some people are so blinded by love, what they think is love, that they'll try and make excuses for the person that they're dating, fucking, or whatever. And it's like, stop making excuses for this person. Because you talk about, you love them so much that you'll go to jail for them. I bet you once you end up in jail for them, they're not going to visit you in prison. They'll be on to the next.
Right, I can't be happy with tears of joy.
Yeah, you can, but that crying, Bro, look, that don't look joyful right there. That looks sad as
Because
shit.
I love you, bro. What?
Why are you crying though? Like, why
Is she drunk or is she high in this
I don't
one?
know why they come out, babe. They just come out because how great you are.
Alright, thanks.
I first caught wind of Chrisean scrolling through the shade room, and everyone was talking about this girl with the missing tooth and Blueface officially becoming a couple. And from that point on, it's been a Chrisean and Blueface rabbit hole. Between the social media antics and baby mama drama, it's so messy. Chrisean has done everything to prove her so-called love for Blueface, like getting his name and face tattooed multiple places on her body. And
Yeah,
she
why would
even
you do
went
that?
as far as getting his face on her new tooth. Watching their relationship
Wait,
unfold
what?
on social media
On her what?
tattooed multiple places
Let me
on
see
her
that.
body, And she even went as far as getting his face on her new tooth.
You're not serious. There's no way this nigga's schlong is that good that you're willing to get multiple tattoos in honor of him, his name and his face on you. Not to mention on a tooth. Didn't you lose this tooth after fighting a girl for him or something? Oh wow. And people look up to this shit? People want this kind of...
Watching their relationship unfold on social media has been embarrassing, to say the least. And I just want to shake her and say, stand up!
Stand up!
Chrisean is serious about Blueface, and it's low-key scary and high-key sad. Because once upon a time,
This whole thing's
Chrisean
sad.
was actually a locally known track star full of potential,
Yeah.
heading in the right direction.
I know
But
about this.
somewhere, something went left, and she ended up on a bootleg Bad Girls Club with a missing tooth and in the arms of an off-beat rapper with bad music. Chrisean's
Beat
lack
up.
of guidance and rocky foundation landed her in a situation that from the outside looking in looks complicated. So I can only imagine what it's like living through it. But she's not a victim. She's a glutton for punishment. Yeah, I said it, and I'm not trying to undermine.
I'm not arguing with you there.
Because apparently she has a rough past. She didn't have a stable upbringing. But you can't blame your past forever. Chrisean was on her way to breaking the cycle because she actually has a talent. But clout is a hell of a drug. And she ended up throwing it all away to be embarrassed by a man who, quite frankly, doesn't deserve her. And the gag is, she doesn't need him. He needs her because she has totally revived his failing career. Blueface knows exactly what he's doing, and it's disgusting. He constantly shows Chrisean in so many ways he doesn't respect and truly love her, especially when he puts her on blast at her most vulnerable moments, like when she's drunk or upset. Because I swear I only ever see Chrisean when she's snot crying or fighting.
What you crying for then?
It's what your heart want to do.
What my heart want to do? So why the fuck are you crying? I know, bro.
What is this shit, bro?
Bro, that's not.
When you love someone, you don't do that. You try to save them from embarrassment.
Yeah.
But he has no problem exploiting her while she's in her worst mental state. Blueface actually told Chrisean he would pay her $100,000 if she left him alone. He aired her out in front of everybody on live.
Yeah, didn't he say he'd pay for her to get an abortion or something?
It's obvious that he's with her for a good time and not a long time. And Chrisean is so blinded by love, she just won't let him go. And maybe to an extent, she feels like she needs him because he's the only one that's been there for her in his weird way. Which is sad. Where are the people that really love Chrisean to tell her this isn't a good look? She needs real friends and a good therapist ASAP. Their relationship is really twisted. They take the cake when it comes to toxic because it's not just them involved in the messiness. Parents are involved too. The most recent drama that popped
his
on my
mother.
feed about them was a video of Blueface fighting Chrisean's dad. And before that, a video went viral of Chrisean beating up Blueface's sister, and she also called his mother. To me, that's next level. I don't care who you are. If you put your hands on my mom or anyone that's close to me, that's the fast way to the hospital and the end of the relationship. The people of today are a different breed, and now all of their bad behavior is getting rewarded because they now have their own TV show. They were recently all over the blogs because they were fighting in the middle of the street. Then a few days later, they were on TMZ promising that they weren't going to fight anymore. They are so
How long did that
toxic,
last?
they don't even know what's going on in the relationship. It's a train wreck. And I actually like Chrisean, and I hope that she snaps out of it because she's worth way more than she's settling for. And one day she's going to wake up and look back on this and feel real stupid. She's going to see herself the way everyone else does. She looks crazy. I only see things ending up bad between them when and not if they break up. All of these relationships are cautionary tales of what not to do. Don't ignore the red flags in any relationship. Well-being, peace of mind, self-love are worth more than anything and shouldn't be compromised for anyone or anything. And also, no one's relationship should be goals on social media because we never know what's going on behind the scenes. Be your own goals. Create your own healthy relationships around you. And definitely don't glorify Blueface and Chrisean. I want to send a shout out.
Yeah, exactly. Don't ignore the red flags. But unfortunately, there's some people out here that will just go running towards red flags like they're trying to win a medal. They see the red flags and think it's Six Flags. Fucking hell, bro. But I mean, they'll learn from the mistakes one way or another, whether they spot the red flags early and then get out as soon as they can, or they stay in it for situations get worse and then they eventually find the courage to just leave. But yeah, but this Chrisean and Blueface, they're a fucking mess. Like, that's what I read somewhere about, was it Blueface's mother saying that her son's dick's bigger than her boyfriend's dick or something. I was like, this is information we did not need to know. I don't want to know how big this nigga's schlong is. I didn't need to know this shit. But hearing Chrisean in one of the clips here, the one of her crying, or one of them, it was reminding me of this time in college, right? This girl was dating this dude, or she was fucking this dude, whatever. And you know, when you're blinded by love and you're in a toxic situation and you basically try and make it any excuse under the sun for this toxic individual that you're so madly in love with. And the girl's like, he's controlling, but I love it. I'm like, you kept your phone on, like off silent in class, and each time it rung, you sprint out to answer it every time. Every time. And at some point, each time the text tone went off, she'd be replying back to texting. It's like, what are you doing? Then got to the point she getting told off for it. And don't know what happened to this girl now, mind. Maybe she's finally seen the light. Maybe she's moved on with someone new. I don't know. I've not seen this girl in like, I don't know how long, like 6-7 years. It's pretty sad, I'm not gonna lie. The thing is, right, toxic relationship is so normalized. Like, I know someone who's in a relationship and they're constantly talk about how crazy their partner is. It's like why are you in a relationship with this person? And they're like, for some reason I keep coming back to them. It's like, well, get out of that cycle then. But you know, it's very hard when you're in love with somebody. It's very hard to let go, isn't it? Trust me, I know. If I had money for all the people that have been on and off with their toxic exes until they got out of the situation only to go back to it, realize why they got out in the first place, and then left and did not look back. I'm like, we're out of it now. And to be fair, half the time these donnies stay in these toxic relationships all because of good sex. Good sex has made me do some stupid things. Staying in a toxic situation though is not one of them. Has it made me spend money that I did not have? Yes. Has it made me go fishing on a safety net? Yes. Has it made me stay with someone who puts hands on me, verbally abuses me, and disrespects me, and humiliates me? No. Seriously, the day that your partner just humiliates you on a public scale like this, that's the day you gotta walk away. Hopefully before they put hands on you. But yeah, interesting vid. I nearly forgot about Mike and Tina. Sorry, Ike and Tina. Fucking hell. I'm shooting names. You get what I mean. I'm sorry I didn't put Princess and Ray J on here. The way he pushed her in that put. Bro, don't even get me started on Jocelyn and Stevie and their fake marriage. A bunch of clout chasers, I can't. This is mad. But hopefully in 2023 we'll see less of these. Actually, it's too late for that anyway. Hopefully we won't see people fucking constantly trying to brag about being couple goals when some of them are anything but. And hopefully remember what glitters isn't always gold. Just because someone's posting on social media all loved up, that doesn't mean they're like that behind the scenes, right? Like I know some people, they'll be posting all loved up and shit like that on Be Real, but most people, the Be Real, didn't they strangle him? I don't know. It's just a rumor. I'm not too sure there's any truth to it, but yeah. Hopefully this year will be less relation envy and more peace and personal growth and all that, and less of this toxic shit. But yeah, interesting vid. Gotta go. Okay, so that's it for this video. Like, subscribe if you want. I post if I feel like it. I'll see you next one. Bye.